Hello and welcome to Plant Vixen. Now today I'm going to be doing a tutorial with the ficus and the variegated Benjamina ficus. And what I'm going to be doing to these is I'm going to be turning them into a circular lattice trunk. So I've got a wee bit of prep to do first, so we'll run through that. So I need a big bucket because I'm putting two big trees in here. And I need to take out these trees from these pots like this. Take the tag off. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to open it over that big pot and rescue as much of that soil as I can. Now I'm just going to break it down and separate these trees and roots the best I can, without too much damage, hopefully. I'll just get that off. So now what I'm doing is I'm just separating the trees from each other. I thought there was 4 in this pot, but there's actually only 3. So I'm just gently pulling the roots apart so that I don't do too much damage, because this is going to be a lot of stress on these trees. And they're going to need a lot of rehab after this as well. They'll probably lose most of their leaves and regrow them back when they're feeling a bit healthier. Oh dear. Get these root balls out. So these trees graft to each other, both root and trunk. So I've pretty much just got to split the natural graft in there. Come on. Come on. Where are your big things? Almost there. Almost there. Alright, so is the first one. Really healthy. The last of these roots out of that root ball. So, one tree. And then I've got 2 more here, but I'll just check because I think they're both running off the same root system. Yeah, so these 2 here are running off the same root, I think. Oh no, we're good here. Alright, so we have now separated the 3 trees, and I'm just going to do the same to the other pot as well. So I have 6 trees in total. So, just getting this now, you could try and be careful when scratching the dirt out of the roots to not break too many of those little roots, and you definitely do not want to break the big tap roots. So these big roots here, right there, you don't want to break those, because that's your main water feeding system in these trees, and the little ones just pick up the dregs. Just knock all this dirt off. It takes a bit, it's all a bit. Sorry about the saw. It's a bit stuck in. Like, these are definitely due to be repotted. So just get in there. Here we go. So there isn't as many roots on this variegated one, which is a pleasant surprise. So just a wee bit rough. Squeeze, squeeze. Right, so I've got most of the dirt. Let's give it a wee shake into there. Most of the dirt in there now. Something on the soil. Alright, so now I'm just going to separate these trees away from their main parent trees. I hope the sound quality on this is alright. This would suck if it doesn't. Where are we? Where are we? So, I can get this one here off. Separate the graft without breaking the roots. Oh, I don't want to pull too hard because I don't want to snap anything if I don't have to. So this one here's got a root that wraps around the other roots, unfortunately. This is going to take me a minute to get in there. So, right, let's pause that for a sec. Here we go. Right, so that's a bit better. So this root here has wrapped itself around into here. And this root here has also wrapped itself around. So you can see we've got quite a root ball in here. But that's alright, we will get it untangled with the least amount of damage possible. So what we got there? On that side. So these crepe trees should grow pretty big. I think they get up to about 3 metres inside and about 30 metres if they're outside plants. I don't know if this will grow down here in Christchurch. I think our winters are too cold. There's one tree. So it'll be my inside plant. Just working on the back end there, unwrapping those roots, just like that. And trying not to rip these, to let them untangle. Because these trees can be temperamental. As I said before, they are going to sulk. They'll probably lose most or all of their leaves until they regrow new shoots, but that's okay. Right, so the next thing we do is, I'm just going to get that bucket down. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim all of these little leaves and branches off, because I don't need those at the moment, and I can propagate them, which I might do at the end of the video. So just a wee pair of snippers. Just take all of the excess, off, like that, and pretty much expose the entire trunk except for a wee bit at the top that we're just going to leave for the photosynthesis. Oh, I have to switch cameras one moment. So I'm sorry if the sound quality is poor, as I am outside. So that one there come off. But that one there will be a really good cutting. Oh, where are my other cutters? Take that off with the sharper pear. There. So that's my first one. And these bits here, I'm going to propagate those so I can make more trees. I'll stick them in there for now and get my next one. So some of the wee leaves you can just pull off, but when it comes to branches, just give them a cut and leave the main stalk of the tree there. Next one. What's the main stalk? That one. So sometimes it's tricky to find the main stalk, so just find the best one for you, for what suits. There. And onto these ones. So these ones here are quite a bit bigger than the other ones. One to go. So these ones here that are double, I'm actually leaving those so I can use both stems in the lattice braid that I do. Let's trim these up. Right, and that one. I don't want a spindly trunk. There we go. Right, so let's pop all these away for propagating. And my prop bucket. Put them all in after. And I've lost a few leaves, that's alright. I have fence. Our waste management system. Green waste management system. Right, so all of my cuttings are now looking quite spindly, which is what I need. I'm just going to scoop some of the soil out of that bucket because the roots are quite big and I'd like them to sit nicely when I put them in. So, big bucket. And I'm going to sit these in, not on the edge, but you know, just a wee bit from the edge, not too much though. So my other double that I had, that one, so because I've got two doubles, I'm actually going to put them opposite each other, like that, and then put the others around it. Another big one, that, and those ones are quite small, so yeah, I'm just going to put a wee bit of soil in there, just to hold these ones down, and then I'll put the others in around it as well. Their roots aren't quite as big as these ones, and I still want them to sit up quite a bit from the pot. Alright, let's get some more of that in here. This is just the soil I knocked off the bottoms. It's still got fertiliser in it, which is fine. Mate, we can just keep reusing. And I'll put my last one in. Alright, now what I'm going to do is just fill these pots up, and as I'm putting the soil in, I'm going to be standing these trees up so that I have them in the correct place for braiding. So yeah, like that. Okay, so I'm just using a Tui indoor plant mix, which has also got a 6-month fertiliser in it, so I won't need to fertilise it for a while. And I probably wouldn't fertilise it straight away either, just because of the shock I'm giving it by pulling it out of its happy little pots, pulling them to pieces, replanting, hoping they're going to graft together, as they do. These ones in. Some of these have already actually started to lattice them, like put them in the right cells in the right place, and it is going to be a work in progress. They're all standing up nice and tall, like so. Push that soil down, right down into the roots so that they can recover and there's no air holes left in the soil. Go, we're getting there. The big pot needs a lot of soil. Now that I've got all that in there, I'm not going to fill the pot right up to start with, because the bottom of my latticing could end up quite, get in there. The bottom of the latticing can end up a wee bit messy, so I'd like to cover that with a wee bit of dirt when I'm finished. Right, so now we've got our sticks in a circle in the pot. And what I'm going to do is, I might trim that one off as well actually. Where did I put my cutters? So this one here can come off, it's not needed, and neither is this one. Right, so what I'm going to do now is just start weaving, so one will go one way, one will go the other, and as I do that, I've got some stretch tape, some plant stretch tape here that I'm going to wrap around each lattice cross as I do it. So that one. Oh dear, right. You can go that way. So it works as like every second one is going in a different direction. I'm just going to stretch tape that on so it grafts. And you're stretching. So I'm just going to tie that onto there. That. So that one goes this way, that one goes that way. So the next one will also go this way, and that one will come this way. And you've just got to weave them as you go, so that when you come back round to your last one, that it crosses over nicely. Right, so. So I have moved inside because the weather was starting to turn and I think the sound quality was really, really, really poor. So I brought you inside and I've set us up at this height, and I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do this lattice. So what I'm going to do at this level is get each second one, and I'm just going to cross them over like this and just put a wee bit of wire tie to hold, nice and firm, because I don't want them slipping too much. So I'm just going to go around the pot and cross the lot once like this, in there, a wee piece of wire, and wire them together. Next one. Now because this one here has a V, I'm just going to utilise that as part of the lattice. So I will cross here, but I just need to pull it in a wee bit because this one doesn't want to move. So just wiggle and twist as much as you need. I've actually done one wrong. When you do them, make sure that they go the same way, so that when you do your lattice it looks like a grid rather than bits falling out of the tree. I'll just pull that out because I did it wrong myself. Straighten out my bit of wire. One. Alright, so make sure they all go the same direction on the inside or the outside of the trunk. So that was my bad, my own mistakes. My own mistakes were made. That's alright, because I fixed it before I got halfway through a tree. Right, so same here, same side, one in front, the same way in front as it is in the back, and try and cross them at about the same height, within a within a couple of millimeters. And that will make it aesthetically pleasing when you're staring at it later down the track. Same here, front over back. So sorry about my sewing room. It is a very good place to record. Twist that one in. make it a wee bit tighter. I use my pliers just to tighten it up to the trunk. Not too tight, you don't want to snap the trunk, but in saying that, you don't want it to slip either. So now with these ones, the ones that went on the inside before now need to go on the outside of the next lattice cross. So I pulled, so I get so you can see. So I pulled these two together, and I'm just going to put another twisty on there to secure that one. It's a bit slipping. Just pull it back down and get my pliers on it and stand up. And don't worry about the wee bits that are hanging off. You can trim these bits here. We can trim all these off afterwards as well once we've finished our lattice. And when you're going up, try and keep the same distance in the tree. Try not to pull them into a point, because your tree will grow and you are most likely going to want to extend the latticing on the next growth stage. So I'll probably do this again mid to end of summer for this tree. And they will just fuse together. So they will graft together by holding them with these wires. So that side. This. So I'm trying really hard not to pull them together right now, and it's not working. So what I might do is put a tin can in the centre, about the size of a tin can, just so I've got something to work on. It will pull, it will move until I've got it all in place. Alright, so next, up here. Hope you can see what I'm doing still. So twisting, and you can start to see now the beginning of the lattice trunk coming along. That's not right. That's not quite right. Get over there. Push that one down a bit. There we go, that's better. Better height for the plant. So don't worry about what the top of the plant looks like at the moment, because when you're finished doing the wiring for the latticing, we can actually wire the top together as well, so it sits in a nice display, call it. Right, so I've got one more here. Just need to pull that round a bit. I think that one there is a bit close to me too, so I might just loosen that one. So it is a bit of trial and error of where your want your latticing to be, and keeping it even as well is another major part of it. Right, so my next one, side outside, like this, and twist that one on. Get my pliers and twist it on. The pliers sort of help for twisting it so that you aren't hurting your fingers too much on that wire. Right, so that was my second time around, and I'm going to go for a third and pull it up that trunk a bit. So I just start here. I start on these small bits, and I can pull them up. It's easier to pull on the small bits than it is those bigger ones, I'll tell you that. So I am still going to leave quite a gap, even though this one here is, sorry, I'll just push it back a wee bit. So this one here is quite thin. It doesn't matter. It just means that I let that bit grow. I'm just cutting some more wires myself. One, two, here. Now I've got an issue. So there's one wee branch just here. I'm not actually going to join that into the latticing, for the simple reason that actually what I might do is just twist it together and make it a bit thicker itself without taking too much foliage. Right, so twist it together. I'll pull it round in a second so you can see what I've done. Get in there, pliers. Yeah, like that. I'll just twist it around so you can see what I've done there. Is I've actually twisted these two here together. So they will graft as one when it decides to take for me. So one more here. I'd like to trim that off. So it's not going to be the biggest tree today, because that would just be ridiculous. Wishful thinking. I'd love it to be big today. It'll probably take about 4 or 5 years for it to get to a 2-metre tree with full lattice work in it. Right. And next, probably these two here. Lift off. And together there. Oh, I need thicker wire, I think. Got one here. There. Need my thicker wire for these bigger ones. One. Two. Right. So my next one is here. That one there's not quite okay. It's just sitting a bit. Let's stretch it down. I'm not happy with it. I'll just pull itself in a wee bit as well. Down here, the wire. So that tin can's actually really helping me being in the tree at the moment. It's stopping me from pulling it into a tight point at the top. Alright, so that's better. Wants to do more for me now. Let's twist this one up. So we're nearly at the top. The variegata, or the variegated one, sorry, is a wee bit smaller than this, than the standard tree. So the lattice won't be able to go up too high at this stage. But it will grow. It will grow and it will look gorgeous. There. And twist that one on. Tighten it up with these. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Spin it around. That was this one. I'm not happy with that one. I should have started on those big ones in the first place. Alright. So, that one go up here. Don't worry if your tree's not quite straight, because we haven't pushed that soil down firm yet, so we can still alter that root system slightly once we've got the lattice work started. Right. So this one here I wasn't happy with because it's sticking way out. I still want to be able to have it that same can size coming through. I'll possibly get one more cross up here. I will cross into the foliage this time to do it, because this will be my last one, my last cross. And as these trees grow, I can actually knock some foliage off as well, and new branches that come through. And it will also secure up this back end here that's quite spindly still. It's still got its growing to do. Alright, so my next one here. Like so. And probably wire in there. So this will be the top of the plant for now until it grows considerably. Or you could put the lattice work in as your tree grows up a bit more. You can have a trim and put another cross in. It's all personal preference. So it's that one. So these my sparkling duet. Right, so my next one will be here, and I'll just push my can up as I go. Oh, get back in there, and that will help me hold that structure in place as well. Don't tell you when I cut a tree with pliers. Right, back into there. And lattice that one. Drop that one. Right, here we go. We're nearly done. Put that bit up there. And around there. Yeah, so I don't want to take too much foliage off the top, because I'd still like it to look beautiful while it still grows. Let's get on there and pinch it. So the wire I'm using is actually floral wire that they use in floristry design, courtesy of my sister. Thank you, Kat. Just cross these ones. Nearly there. So I'm going to take that can out now, because I don't need that anymore. Just do these last couple of bits through here. Do my twisty twist. Twisty twist. So, sorry, I'll bring it around here, and I'll just tilt it up a wee bit for you. So, now that we're getting there, let's get that in a wee bit tighter, so it looks nice and even through there, like that. So my next one is here. So this is a really short little one, and I am still going to tie it on, but gently. Just gently. Where's my little wire there? So, and that way it will still be growing and forming. Right. I'll stand up for this bit. It can be a wee bit. Right, so I ran out of time in my camera. So what I am doing now is I'm just going around and trimming off all of these loose ends and just making them so they look a wee bit more presentable, just sitting there, because it will be sitting there for a while. They don't like to move very much, the ficus. Once you've got a spot for them in your house, just leave them there. Contrary to popular belief as well, is most plants, they say, let them settle into the house before you repot them. When it comes to a Benjamin ficus, then it is honestly best to repot straight away, and because it doesn't like movement, it doesn't like change. Like, this thing's going to sulk on me for a while, and I expect that. I know that's going to happen, so it's not a major concern for me. And when I'm cutting off these bits of wire, I'm actually making sure that they don't fall in the pot, because I do not want them rusting in the bottom of the pot. They are floral wire, so they're a bit more protected with a coating on them, but they still rust over time, and I would rather have no rust. Get in there. Right, a couple to go. Here we go. Oh, that's, she's looking beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and I think that's that. So, here is our lattice. Put my hand in. Our lattice ficus. And the top's sitting nice. Yep, nice foliage. This, I have one piece that's actually really big. So I'm just actually going to pull it out. Sorry about the hand. So now I'm just going to top up the pot in here with soil and find it a new home forever. So please comment down below if if you've got any questions or comments. Please let me know. Please subscribe to the channel. To Plant Vixen, that would be fantastic, and give it a go. See if you can twist up a ficus. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on our next video. Ciao.